What's going on, my peeps out there in the digital space? I hope y'all enjoying y'all Wednesday. Give me a second here. I'm about to share this in a couple of groups, and we're going to talk about how you can increase your take home pay. Now, most of you all, or some of you all who are still working, probably working from home, you're still getting a paycheck. So, if you're still getting a paycheck, you probably want to tune into this because you want to try to maximize the most of getting your paycheck. All right. So I'm gonna share something, some numbers, okay, with everyone as far as how you can increase your take home pay so that way you can have more money to do more with. We don't know how long we're going to be in this lockdown, so you're going to need some money, or at least more money, in order for you to uh, get the bare necessities and stockpile. All right, but it's hard to stockpile when you don't have the money that you should have. All right, so if you're jumping on, go ahead and let me know your city and state where you're coming from, and then by all means share this out to some folks because a lot of folks do not know this. But I'm going to share what I know with hopes that it will um, shed some light on how you can increase your take home pay. And we're talking about doing something legally, ethically, and morally. Don't think that I'm coming on here and trying to show you something to where you're going to go to jail. Listen, I love my freedom. I got a family. I'm happily married. I don't do things to where it's going to put me in jail. So whatever I'm going to show you all is I'm not going to share anything that's going to put anybody else in jail as well. All right. So I don't believe in sharing some illegal. I'm also a federal employee. I got a top secret security clearance. I can't be involved in anything of a scam or anything like that because they'll pull my top secret security clearance and then I lose my livelihood on my job. So what I'm about to share with you all is something that you can do legally, but here's the thing. You don't think it's legal because of the fact the government is not going to tell you, but it's written in government laws that you can get a bigger take home pay by paying less in taxes. But what I'm going to show you in this demonstration is by the numbers how bringing more of your take home pay can do for you financially more so than you letting the government take your money. All right. So let me get into it, intros, and then we're going to get on out of the way. For those who do not know me, my name is Cedric Jenkins, founder and creator of Your Money Matters. Your money matters because of the fact we get up each and every day to earn it. You have a God given right to keep it. And it is my purpose and my passion and my intent to share tips and strategies on how we, the people, can keep more of our money. It's not about how much we can make. We all know that we go out there and get a hustle on to make more money, but that's not the key. Is all the key is how to keep more of your money so that way you can do more with your lifestyle. That's where it comes down to it. We need to know how to keep more of what we already earning. All right. That way we can make our money go a whole lot further. All right. So check this out. I'm going to start off with this. I did a post early this morning about the system has it set up to where American taxpayers are overpaying their taxes. Okay. It is the economic system that we're living in right now. Okay. It has it set up to where we are going to overpay or have always overpaid our taxes. That is a known fact. All right. That is a known fact. 80%. Let me just share the post, the post that I did this morning. All right. So the average working American, over 80% of them overpay their taxes. Okay. Over 80% of them pay their taxes. So let me just share some numbers with you all. All right. When you can go online, you can Google this yourself. I didn't come up with this number. You can go to the U.S. Census Bureau, and you will see the number of the population that's in the United States. So right now, as it stands, we have at least 330 million folks. Okay, 330 million folks in the United States as far as the population. All right. Now, here's something else you need to know. On average, okay, on average, I'm not saying below or above, I'm just saying on average, the average working class member is losing at least $250 every 2 weeks, okay, roughly. So that comes out to be about $500 a month, about $6,000 a year. So if you're looking at it, about $6,000 a year is going to overpayment in taxes. All right. Now, when you look at that total number of years, okay, well, in a year, in a total year, if you're looking at that, that is about almost $2 trillion of overpayment going to taxes. That's about $2 trillion of overpayment going to taxes. Now, where does your taxes go? Where it goes to the federal government, we all know that. But what does the federal government do with the money? I'm not here to debate what should be done with it, all right? This is what all I'm just sharing with you all where the money goes. The money goes to the federal government, and just like everybody else got a personal balance sheet that they got to have a budget. The federal government has their own budget. All right, they got to pay bills. Okay, I went over that in several videos as far as where the tax dollars goes as far as paying bills for the federal government. All right, so now that's about $2 trillion of overpayment in taxes that's going to the federal government. Now, I'm going to show you all to where if you pay less in taxes, and as you pay less in taxes, that increases your take home pay. Now imagine if you increase your take home pay. Imagine if you increase your take home pay. All right. So just think every year at least $2 trillion on average now, not less or more. I'm just saying on average, it's probably more than that. $2 trillion is going to the federal government annually to taxes. Now, just remember this. No, your Congress just wrote a $2 trillion blank check for the stimulus packet. I've already talked about that stimulus packet in a previous video, where that money is coming from. All right. I'm not going to regurgitate it here. All right. If you want to find out where that stimulus check is really coming from, go back to my timeline and watch that video. All right. But just know that your government just wrote a $2 trillion check, blank check, to put money back in people's pocket. But just know that $2 trillion is going into the federal government. See, here's the thing. It's just like your personal finances. You got money coming in and you got money going out. Money coming in is what it's what you generated. Okay. Money going out is the bills that you have to pay. So the federal government has to do the same thing. All right. They got to pay bills just like you have to pay your own personal bills. All right. And whatever is left over is what we call profit. Okay. After you've paid all your bills and you still have money left over, that's called profit if you're a business owner, or it's called cash flow or disposable income if you're a individual person. You got money left over. All right. Now, let me show you. I'm about to share my screen, but let me show you about how you can, by the numbers, if you were to keep your money in your pocket versus letting the government take it. All right. Give me a second here. I'm about to share my screen and we're going to show you. Now I'm about to go full screen. I can't see the comments. Okay. All right. So check this out. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about you being taxed versus tax deferred. If you're being taxed, that means it's payroll deducted for most W-2 income earners. All right. When you're being taxed, it's payroll deducted. You're being taxed at 33%, 26 to 28% from federal, and the remaining amount is coming from state income taxes. All right. So combined, that's at least 33% worth of income taxes that's being payroll deducted from your paycheck. Okay. In addition to, well, that's how much is being taken from your paycheck. But then let's talk about being tax deferred, meaning let's pay less in taxes to where most of your money shows up in your take home pay, to where now you can start taking that money and go doing more with. But I'm gonna show you through these numbers as far as you being taxed versus you keeping your money. All right. So here's how we're going to start off. We're going to say, now remember what I said, that the average person will pay at least $250 biweekly, if not more, but we're going off the premises of $250 biweekly in payroll deduction for taxes. Okay. In taxes. All right. So that comes out to about $500 a month. Now, that comes out to about $6,000 a year. Okay. Now this is where you're letting the government take your money through payroll deduction. All right. And you don't adjust your W-4. You keep your W-4 the way that it is. All right. Now you do this over a 15-year mark, and what happens is you essentially let the government take at least $90,000. Okay. You essentially letting the government take $90,000 in over a course of in a 15-year span. Now, for you, $90,000 might not be a lot of money. But for me, that's a lot of money. That's somebody's annual salary right there. Who's getting paid a $90,000 annual salary? But that's a lot of money going to the federal government. And we all know the federal government, they're going to take your tax dollars and they're going to pay their bills. All right. And then they're going to take the rest and put it in the stock market to gain capital gains and dividends. They're going to take your money and earn interest off of your money. Okay. That means you're not benefiting from compound interest, but they are. All right. They are. Now, let's look at it when you do adjust your W-4 and you get that $500 back into your take-home pay. All right. You're going to do that over a course of 15 years. Look what happens. You're going to find something like an investment, like a mutual fund, Roth IRA, or something like that that's going to give you compound interest of 8%. Let's say we're going to use 8% for this example. All right. So over 15 years, you would have accumulated in your bank account, not the federal government bank account, but your bank account, at least $173,000. Look what happens when you give the government your money versus you keeping your money. Look whose money's working for who. If you let the government take your money is working for the government. If you keep your money is working for you. Now, I want to ask the question, do you want your money working for the government, or do you want the money working for you? Who earned it? Whoever earned it, that money should be working for the person who earned it. That should be you. But unfortunately, most of us don't understand the W-4 and understanding how to reposition yourself to allow yourself to bring that extra money a month back into your paycheck. We just sitting here and just saying, just let the government take it. We're going to pay taxes anyway, right? My thing is, why not learn how to pay less in taxes so that way the government doesn't leave you hanging? See, your money is paying their bill when it should be paying your bill. Now, if you're okay with that, this demonstration is not for you. All right. I'm just going to be quite blunt to let you know that if you don't care about the government taking all your money, you might as well just go ahead and just jump off this presentation right now and just continue paying the government, let the government take your money. Because you ain't paying the government is taking your money. It's already done through payroll deduction. And if you like those results that you get each payday, continue doing what you're doing. All right. Now, I just demonstrated what happens over a 15-year course of you letting the government take your money versus you keeping your money. All right. Let's look at it from a 30-year standpoint. All right. We're gonna take this same $500 a month. We ain't gonna adjust our W-4. We ain't gonna try to understand our W-4 or anything like that. All right, we're gonna do this over a 30-year mark. Look how much money that the government is gonna take from you. $180,000 over 30-year mark. All right. Now, when I got in parentheses, there's no compound interest. That means that's no compound interest for you. But just note, hint, hint, that's compound interest for the federal government. Anytime you let the government take your money, they automatically become an investor. All right. Now, let's look at it when you make the adjustment on your W-4 and you start keeping your money over a 30-year term. Right. There's that $500 a month. You're going to adjust your W-4. You're going to claim some deductions that you haven't claimed before. You're going to position yourself to claim some deductions that you haven't claimed before, which is going to allow you to increase your take-home pay. All right. 30 years. Look how much, say 8% compound interest. All right. Look how much money that you're able to keep or have in your bank account or in your investments. That money is working for you. $745,000, all right, over a 30-year term, as opposed to you letting the government take $180,000 from you, and they go make that money go work for them, and they probably getting that same $745,000 or not, or even more, because of lack of financial literacy. All right. See, what we have to understand is it's a chess game out here, and the government is not going to come out here with a bullhorn and tell you all you can pay less in taxes legally, ethically, and morally. They're only going to whisper it. And the ones who are listening going to hear it. But most of us expecting the government to just come right out and tell us. And if y'all sitting around here waiting for the government to come out here and just tell us how we can pay less in taxes on how and help us understand how the system works, y'all sadly mistaken, because the government is not going to sit here and give a class or a course on the tax laws or on the economic system. They give a rat's butt about what the American taxpayers need to know. They feel as though if you want to know, you need to do the research. You need to understand the tax laws. It's just like your Voting Rights Act. All right. You need to know your rights as a voter. Well, there's laws for that. Same thing about paying taxes. All I know is here by the numbers, if you're going to be taxed, the government is going to take your money, and that money is going to work for them on their behalf. But if as far as tax deferred, when you keep your money is working for you. Now, let me come off this. Let me come out of here. Let me stop sharing. Let me come back to me, because I want y'all to see my face. So I just showed y'all about the numbers. You can go do your own research yourself. All right. But I'm here to let you all know that there is nothing in the tax laws that says that you have to overpay your taxes. If you think that's the case, then we got some ignorance that we need to clear up, and we can easily clear up ignorance through education. All right, ignorance is not a bad word. It's just something. It's just something that we just don't know about. All right. Now, a fool is something different. A fool knows this is going on, but still yet not doing anything to change their circumstances. Now, that's a fool, or some would call it stupidity. All right. But I would like to believe that we're not dealing with fools and dealing with people of stupidity. We're just dealing with people of ignorance. And again, ignorance is that is where people just don't know about something. And that's why I'm here and I'm passionate about what I do and what I share because of the fact I was once ignorant to this. All right. I didn't know. I did not know. Let me look at these comments. Yeah, DC said taxes still being taken out. I don't care what situation we're in. Yeah, coronaviruses or whatever, it doesn't matter. Is payroll deducted? It's systematically and automatically going to happen. It's systematically going to happen. I don't care what kind of situation we're in. As long as the government knows we still getting a paycheck, the government is going to take your cookies. Okay. Let's see. Well, overpayment that makes sense. How are insurance commissions handled? I don't know what that means, DC. Well, that explains a lot. Overpayment, huh? Yeah. So you can decide yourself. Y'all are grown. Y'all make your own money. I can't tell you what to do with your money. You can go buy up all the sneakers if you want to. It's your money. You can go buy up all the cars and still be broke. It doesn't matter what you do with your money. Y'all are grown. All I'm doing is sharing with you as far as how money works in this society and why you're not seeing as much of it. And that's because of you being taxed instead of putting yourself in the position to be tax deferred. When you put yourself in a position to be tax deferred, you can increase your take home pay. Okay. You can increase your take home pay when you're exercising tax deferred. But when you being taxed, you can forget this right here. You can forget it. You can forget it. All right. So there's a big difference between being taxed and exercising tax deferred. When you're exercising tax deferred, you can increase your take home pay. But when you're being taxed, you will see less of your take home pay. That's just the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. So here's what I want to do. Inside the caption of this video, you may not be able to see it now, but there's a link that I put in there. Okay. Go click on that link. All right. And on that link, there is a video that's going to explain a concept that's going to allow you to be a participant of tax deferred, which is going to allow you to increase your take home pay. All right. If you want to increase your take home pay, I seriously recommend that you click on that link that's in the caption of this video. All right. Watch the video. And some of y'all gonna say, I ain't got time, but see, you can't use that excuse now because everybody's is at home on shutdown. You should be anyway. So that means you got all the time in the world to look at a 10-minute video. Let's not use we don't have time as an excuse. That was an excuse that you can use before the coronavirus. Now you can't even use that excuse. Or y'all gonna come up with something, because I know my folks, we good at coming up with a whole lot of excuses. Oh, I got the kids at the house, I got to homeschool, I got to do this, I'm very busy at home. So now you really ain't got time, y'all. Excuses, excuses, excuses. But if you want to keep more of your take home pay, you will want to remove those excuses and find out how you can keep more of your take home pay before you don't have a take home pay. You don't even know how much longer you're going to have. Your job is going to continue to pay you while you're working from home. Listen, folks are being furloughed. Folks are being furloughed. All right. People are applying for unemployment checks. At least 3.1 million folks and counting are applying for unemployment checks. And that's because of the fact they don't have a take-home pay anymore. But why you still getting a take-home pay? Why not put yourself in a position where you can learn how to keep more of it, so that way your well doesn't go dry. Okay. Click on that link that's in the caption, and then if you have any questions or if you want to get started, there is a number that you can text me. You can text me to let me know whether or not you have some questions or you want to get started. But go click on that link and listen to a 10-minute video and find out how this strategy that I've been using for about 6 years now, to where I've increased my take-home pay. At least, I share my testimony. All right. When I found out about this, okay, I was overpaying at least $550 every 2 weeks. So when you look at it, that's about $1,100 a month that I was overpaying in taxes. Now, when you look at it for a year, that's about $13,200 in about a year. So essentially, I've added an additional $13,200 back to my annual salary. Now that $13,200 was going out the window. Now, when I did the numbers, because I showed you all taxed versus tax deferred. Now, when I was doing my numbers as far as being taxed over a 20-year time span, all right, I essentially gave away, what was that? How much did I give away? Well, let's put it this way. That's about $252,000 plus that I gave away in taxes, okay, over a 20-year time span. But if it was tax deferred, because I did the numbers, I said, well, Cedric, if that money was going into an investment account, accruing at 8% minimum, all right, over the course of 20 years, how much money would you have in your investment account? Okay. And it came out to be right at what, 820 some odd $1,000. So I'm almost looking at a cool meal that I would have had in my investment if I was tax deferring that money, or seeing more of that money coming to my paycheck and taking that $1,100 and putting that into an investment. That money would have been working for me. I would have been sitting right at $1 million right now. But because of my ignorance, and I didn't know any better about the W-4, and I didn't know any better about understanding my tax laws to where I can reposition myself to tax defer my money to where my money shows back up into my paycheck, I was giving my money away to the government. And that money, anytime we give away our money to the government, we giving the government a tax-free loan, or excuse me, an interest-free loan. Why give the government an interest-free loan? You in business to work to make to give the government an interest-free loan? Maybe you didn't know that's what you was doing. Now that you know, do you want to continue to do that? If you do, continue doing what you're doing. If you don't, there's a link in this video to where you can click on to where you can learn how to not let your money work for the government and let it work for you. Taxed versus tax deferred. When you're taxed, the government is taking your money. When you're tax deferred, you're keeping your money. When you're taxed, your money is working for the government. When you tax deferred, your money is working for you. It's your choice. It's your money. You earn it. You decide who you want your money to work for, you or somebody else. All right. This is yours truly, Cedric Jenkins, founder and creator of Your Money Matters. Your Money Matters because of the fact we get up each and every day to earn it. You have the God-given right to keep it. It's your choice if you want to keep it. If you don't want to keep it, just continue with the same habits that you have right now with your money. But if you want to keep more of your money, you're gonna have to change your money habits. All right, you're gonna have to change your money habits, and your changing money habits starts right here. All right, if you think that you already know it all, you're not going to change your money habits. All right, you have to have an open mind to learn something new so you can develop new habits, so you can do new things to get new results. All right, you can't be the old you. You can't have the old thinking and expect new results. It just doesn't work that way. And most of us, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get new results with the old way of thinking. That never pans out that way. It never pans out that way. You have to become a new creature. That's what the Bible says. You have to be transformed and become a new creature. All right. And when you become a new creature, then now your walk is new. You reborn into something new. Your thinking is different. Your movement is different. Your heart is different. Your walk is different. But all that happens when you become a new creature. You transform into a new creature, but you can't stay the old creature or the old person trying to get new results, trying to have a new walk. It doesn't work that way. All right. So we'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be blessed on this Wednesday. I'm gonna sit back and chill for a little bit. I think my church is gonna have virtual Bible study, so I'm gonna try to tune into that. And I'm just gonna chill out for the rest of the day. But by all means, if anyone that tunes in, whether you tune in live or watch this recording, if you find some intrinsic value to this video, by all means share it. Okay, by all means share it, because not everybody knows this. I was speaking to I know I'd be trying to close this thing out, but every time I get ready to close, something else just comes to my mind. I was speaking to a gentleman, had a dialogue the other day about a post that I did, and he said, "Well, said you had to go through all that history to let people know that the stimulus check was going to be is taxed." Yeah, I had to do all that because everybody doesn't know how the tax system works. He assumed that everybody knows that, right? And you should never assume that somebody knows it. Not everybody knew it. If that's the case, then we wouldn't have the statistics of 80% of the American people are overpaying their taxes. We wouldn't have statistics of people who are paycheck to paycheck. We wouldn't have statistics of people who swimming in debt, who have bad credit, who don't have an emergency fund, who don't have a retirement fund, who don't have burial insurance, right? All these statistics line up to people not knowing how our economic system works. But this gentleman tends to think that all of us, or he assumed that all of us knew it. And I said, just because you know it, that doesn't necessarily mean the next person know it. So you can never assume that. You should never assume what the next person knows. So that's why I share. I went through that history so that way they can understand where that money is really coming from. Okay. All right. So now I'm leaving for real this time. So y'all check out the video. Come back. Yeah, go to that link, check out the video, because it's going to share the concept of how you can put yourself in the position to not being taxed, but being get tax deferred, right? So that way your income, your take-home pay increases. Now you can start taking that money and enhance your lifestyle. You can't enhance your lifestyle with less money. You need more money to enhance your lifestyle. All right. We'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be blessed. Peace.